When people imagine life in the south of France, they normally picture very long, beautiful sunny days and long lunches and warm evenings. And to be fair, it is very accurate for summer. But today I want to show you a different side of life that surprises a lot of people: winter. What surprises most people isn't that winter exists here. It's how different it feels compared to what the south of France is imagined to be. Right now, it's around 3 degrees outside. Sometimes we don't see the sun for days, and the Cers wind can be so strong you don't even want to look outside. This is our second winter living in the south of France with 2 small kids, and it's been a little different from what we expected. Some things are harder, some things are quieter, and some things are really beautiful. Bonjour! And welcome back to Simple Life in the south of France. If you are new here, we left city life over a year ago to move to the Languedoc, somewhere between the Corbières Hill and the Mediterranean. Winter is when the slow life becomes very real here. No filters, no tourists, just the villages, the season, and everyday life. Today I'm going to show you what winter here is really like. So grab a cup of tea or a vachot and let's go. The biggest myth: Languedoc is always warm. No, it's not. We rarely get snow here, but between November and March, a temperature often drops close to 0 degrees at night. And then there is a Cers, a dry, powerful wind that comes screaming down the mountains. This is very specific to this part of the south of France. The cold, combined with strong winds, means winter feels harsher than people expect, even if the temperatures don't look extreme on paper. When the weather forecast mentions gusts of 90 to 100 km an hour, plans are cancelled. Shutters are closed and you stay inside. People say it's a dry cold. Yes, that's right, but it's still cold. My hands go white in about 30 seconds. And then suddenly, a postcard day. 15 degrees by lunchtime, bright blue skies, and you remember exactly why you moved here. So yeah, winter here really keeps you on your toes. It's not the same cold as in England, it's drier, but because many homes here aren't built for winter as priority, during winter you really feel the cold inside. Stone houses here are beautiful, but they are not always designed for winter. Those thick walls keep the heat out beautifully in July and keep the cold in just as efficiently in January. This winter we had to rethink completely how we heat our house because heating the entire home with electric radiators just not financially feasible. So now we do a mix of electric radiators in some rooms, a wood burner in the living room, electric blankets and hot water bottles everywhere. And proper clothing. I now own 8 pairs of wool socks. 8. I grew up in Hungary, so I'm not new to cold weather, but I feel like houses there were more designed for cold weather. My dad always heated the house properly. It was almost never under 25 degrees, and I know it's a lot for most people, but for us that was perfectly normal. Now it's definitely not like that. Winter here makes you very aware of what warm enough actually means, and you learn to adapt. Heating becomes something you are constantly thinking about. How long it's on, which room you heat, and what's realistic. A typical winter day here is actually very simple. Mornings are slow and cold. The warmest part of the day is often around lunchtime, when the sun shows up for a few hours if we are lucky. By mid-afternoon, the lights start to fade again. The village gets quieter. Shutters begin to close, and by early evening, it feels like the day is already over. At first, I found this rhythm surprisingly difficult. Not because anything was wrong, but because I was so used to busy evenings, noise, places to go and things to do. And then I realized, winter here isn't empty. It's just asking you to slow down and be present in a different way. Winter here doesn't just change the weather, it changes the rhythm of life. Many places close entirely. Evenings are quiet, sometimes almost silent. Even the beaches change. The busy summer coasts turn into long, empty stretches of sand and wind. Windy, raw, and incredibly peaceful and beautiful. There are a few things that nobody warns you about. Weeks of grey skies, dark by 5:30, red clay mud everywhere, many restaurants closing in January and February, and in some places, wind is so strong it can keep you awake at night. But whenever I feel like complaining, I just look at the canal, look at the vineyards, or look at the beaches, and I remember that I live one of the most beautiful places in Europe. So, perspective. And for me personally, this next part was the biggest surprise, and it's a lovely one. Winter also means a lot more time indoors with your children. Short days, fewer outdoor hours, calmer routines. Some days can feel long and you are constantly trying to think of ways to entertain your little ones. But it's also lovely. More family moments. More reading, more drawing, more small moments that make you appreciate how short this stage really is. This slower winter rhythm can be challenging with young children, but it also creates a kind of closeness that's much harder to find in faster-paced places. I feel like winter forces closeness, and with small kids that can actually be a gift, even if getting anything else done takes much longer. So yeah, the biggest surprise about winter here is not just the cold and the quiet, it's how inward life becomes. Less going out, less rushing, more time at home. At first, you may find it uncomfortable or a little strange if you move here from a busy city, for example. But over time, you will learn to appreciate the value of it. The quietness, the calmness. So winter in the south of France isn't about escaping the cold. It's about accepting a quieter, slower season and learning to live with it rather than fight it. So this is winter in our corner of south of France. Cold fingers, warm drinks, empty beaches and very quiet villages. If you enjoy calm, honest videos about everyday life here in the south of France, you may want to stick around. I will leave 2 other videos on screen. One is about moving here and the mistakes people don't talk about, and the other one is Christmas in Béziers. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Au revoir!